Unless you've been sleeping under a rock, real estate market has been going nuts right now. Nobody knows what's going on. Well, let's start going through this month's numbers because we are seeing some major shifts in the housing market here in Las Vegas and nationwide. So what I want to do is break down the numbers so you understand what's going on. So if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, you have the most accurate numbers to go through so you can try to figure out what you need to do in order to operate in today's market. So the home prices, are they rising? Are they stabilizing? Are they going down? What are the sales trends? Is demand growing? Are they cooling off? Inventory levels? Buyers starting to get more options. What about those interest rates and financing trends? Are they starting to affect affordability? So we're going to dive into the latest data and see what that means for you, the buyer here in the Las Vegas area. Now, I'm going to make this real quick. My name is Eric Hudson, local Las Vegas realtor. If you're looking to get into the market, just go ahead and book a call. My information is down below and in the pinned comments, call, text, email, all that great stuff. Better yet, get on my calendar. We can have a conversation about what's going on in the market and get more detailed about these reports. Well, the numbers came out last Friday and they're for January. So no, we're in February right now. So we can't tell you what's going to happen in February until the end of February, but let's just start looking at the numbers. So for single family residential, in other words, just regular old houses, in January, 1,578 homes sold, and that is a 1.7% increase. Now you compare that against December, where there were 1,811 homes sold. So you can see that we actually had fewer homes sold in January than in December. Now remember, these were contracts that were signed back in December. Now that was Christmas time. So if it was Christmas time, that means, of course, people were, doing their Christmassy stuff. But now look at this. If you go back to December of 2023, there were 1,518 homes sold. So actually December of last year, just a little over a month ago, was better than the year prior. But remember, we had a pretty bad year in 2023 because of, high interest rates. But last year really wasn't a walk in the park. We still had interest rates in the 7% range. Now, what about the prices? Well, okay, we're going to have like a drum roll here. And it's not a good drum roll according to who you are. If you're a seller, it's a great drum roll. We have now hit record highs for single family homes. January, the price was $485,000 compared to December, which was $475,000, which actually, if you look back, you look at some of the older videos here, was actually a little bit down. So we had a spike, went up to 485, and if you compare that to December of 2023, it was 449,900. And May 2022, that was the all-time high before of 482. So we now have record highs in housing prices when it comes to single family homes. Now, let's come to the averages. Now, we've covered this before. Averages and medians are a bit different. This time it's a little bit compressed. Usually the averages are significantly higher than the medians because we have a lot of high-priced homes here in Las Vegas. I mean, like millions and millions, like $30 million homes and stuff. In January, the average was, I hate to say only, it was $499,561, which is actually down 17.6%. And this is going to kind of show you. In December, the average was $606,236. And go back to 2023, it was $566,510. So that's really a surprise, which means we didn't have any big sales in January. And that's what kind of drove that down. So it's not skewed, as we say in statistics, to the right as much as normal. Now, let's look at the units available. In January, we have 5,215 units available, which is a 46.9% increase. Compare that to December. So the numbers are starting to go up, where we had 4,965, and you go back a year to December of 2023, where we had 3,766 units available. Now we started looking at the inventory. January, we had 3.3 months of effective inventory, which is an increase of 37.6%. December, we had 2.7%, and we go back to December of 2023, it is 2.5 months of inventory. Now, let's just talk about markets real quick. Your effective months of inventory, 5 and less months is, or under 5 months, is considered a seller's market. So we're still in the seller's market. And to be honest, my entire time in real estate, which is since 2013, math in public, it's over 11 years now, we've always been in a seller's market. We've not been in a balanced or buyer's market the entire time. Even the times when we felt like we were in a buyer's market, like when the interest rates hit 8%. So we've always had a shortage of inventory. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be doing a video pretty soon talking about how we have a severe land shortage. Just came out from the news today, and I really want to get that out to you guys. Now, we break this down for the inventory that we have right now for single family houses, because we have the 3 cities here, even though it goes a little bit deeper than that. We've got Las Vegas, Henderson, North Las Vegas. And in Las Vegas, we have 1,042 homes. The median price is $490,000. The average is $616,164. For Henderson, that breaks down to 311 homes for a median $535,000 with an average of $663,334. North Las Vegas has 165 for a median of $415,990 and an average of $432,359. Okay, so let's talk about condos and townhomes. Now, the board puts those together when they put their numbers out, so I'm just going to go by those. I wish they would actually, break them out a little bit, but it is what it is. So January, 413 sold. That's down 13.2%. Now in December, compare that, it was 466. Go back to 2023, 463. Somebody just came back. I'm in the middle and the camera is rolling. I actually still wanted to talk, a door knocker. And it comes and knocks on the door, and I tell him I'm in the middle of filming a video, and he still goes, just give me 2 minutes. When it's 2 minutes, that really means 10 with salespeople. That's why I hate salespeople. Okay, so let's talk about the median prices. Now, if you look, we're not at records here on the condos and townhomes. We're at 293,000. We were at the tops before. It's actually come down a little bit. So here in December, we're at 290,000, and go back to December of 2023, we were at 270,000. So let's get to the averages. In January, we're looking at $302,246,000. That's down 2%. Now, we also have some very expensive. Now, usually these are going to be condos. We do have luxury townhomes here, but we do have some really nice condos. A lot of times, those are going to be condos on the strip, and that's usually going to be a slightly separate report. So if you look down like at the Veer and all these places, those high rises, some of those get into the millions. So when you look at them, you'll see like the high condo sale, it'll be in the millions usually. So December of last year was 309,223, and go back to 2023, that number was 296,724. And when we look at the units that are available out there, now in January we had 1,896 videos, which is up 66.9% in December. When we compare that to December, that was 1,763. And if we go all the way back to 2023, we only had 1,133 units available. Now, this is where it's getting really interesting. We are about to enter a balanced market. I mean, we are getting really close. For January, we have 4.6 months of available inventory, which is up 92.4%. When you compare that to the 3.8 months last month, and we go back a year to December of 2023, we have had 2.4 months of inventory. So what about what's out there compared to what's sold? So Las Vegas, the sales were 290. The median was 270,500 with a average price of $293,491. In Henderson, 76 sold for $342,000 with an average of $338,328. For North Las Vegas, it was 38 for $340,950 with an average. It seems to happen every month. I've never been able to figure this out. The average is $323,758 of those 1,581 single family homes. Because, people ask this question, so you can kind of get a breakdown of what's going on. 720 sold with conventional loans, which was 45.54%. That is breaking it way down. Were conventional loans, which is usually the majority. Here in Vegas, we normally have a lot of cash sales. That was 421 of them, and that's 26.62%. And believe it or not, that's a little bit up from last month, but down from our normal. Normally about 30% of the sales here are cash. And it got up to almost 40% at one point because, you had all the investors, you had all the people from California, they were rushing out. And, they sell their house for $2 million in San Diego, and they'd come here and they were flush with cash. And, that's when all the sellers are going, hey, find me a California buyer, because they know they had cash. And that's another reason our prices went up so much. But, we're down to a more normal, fare here for cash. FHA, 268 of the sales were FHA. That was 16.95% of the sales. VA, 129, that's my thing, for 8.15% of the sales. Now for condos and townhomes, of those 413 sales, conventional, which is 38.98%, may as well just call that 39. Here, usually cash is king because a lot of condos, I probably need to do a good video on the condos and townhomes. Now, townhomes are treated as single family when it comes to financing, but you'll see that a lot of condos sell for cash. So 146 for 35.35%, FHA 76, 18.4%, VA just 21. And I'm pretty sure the majority of those were probably going to be townhomes, the majority. And that was 5.08%. And when you combine them out, that was 2,037 single story. Now let's get into when people have asked me questions, because I like to respond and give guys, they go hey, what about this? What about that? Okay. So combined, we had 2,037 sales in January. Of those, 949 were single stories. Everybody wants a pool when they get to Vegas. 371 had pools. It's going to be hard to believe there are townhomes with pools. I've actually seen them. You own it. You can put a pool in there if you want to. You'll find one or two in the MLS at any given time with an actual private pool. Spas, not every pool has a spa. So 256 had spas. Now, I got to do a separate video on this one. I'm always getting folks who are saying, I'm looking for a repo because I'm trying to save money. Repos are rarer than you think. Last month, we only had 13. The same for short sales. There were only 7, 5+ bedrooms. Want a big house? There were only 194. Out of those 2,000 sales, those were 3-car garages, 355. Now, if you look that combo of 5 bedrooms with 3 baths, 190. Seems to be a good indication since there were 194 5-bedroom homes. So 5-bedroom, 3-bath, yeah, that tells you something. Most of the 5 bedrooms are going to have 3 baths. Just homes with 3 baths, so quite a bit of the 4 bedrooms will have 3 baths. And you'll see some 3 bedrooms with 3 baths. Always have people going like, I don't want an HOA. I don't want an HOA. Of all the homes that were sold, 502 did not have an HOA. So you don't have to do the math. 1,535 had an HOA. SIDS and LIDs, 135 had those. You'll always have somebody going, I want a house with a casita. 42 had casitas. There are 2 types. You have attached and detached. So, in case you want to have that in-law suite or mother-in-law suite. Gated, and I probably need to do a separate video on that because gated's not what it always, cracks up to be. 726. The reason I say that is people want a gated neighborhood because they believe it's going to be safer for them. I was looking at something on Nextdoor. This is the reason I want to do this. And I did a video on it where I was showing that, and I just sat there and watched as people just would wait at a gate and waited for someone to come in and buzz them in. So it's not that safe. And on Nextdoor the other day, there was like a person complaining that they were in a gated neighborhood and someone had hopped over their gate. They saw them and they were trying to break into their back door. So yeah, just letting you know. Just letting you know. Septic, 70. And right now you cannot build because there is a law that says you cannot build a house with a septic system. So just to let you know, houses with wells, 39, horse properties, 29, age restricted, 55 plus, 140, houses with basements, yes, we have them, 7. Okay, let's start getting into just a little bit of macro for things like the mortgage rates. So remember, I don't set mortgage rates. We've talked about them plenty of times before. I'm using the numbers from Mortgage News Daily. I have some other mortgage data out there. I'm just not going to put it out this week. I'm probably going to start doing some like weekly stuff. But right now, today is the 11th. So as of yesterday, Mortgage News Daily, nationally, 30-year was 7.03%. We'll see what the new administration says. I've heard that hopefully we can get it down to 6.5. Some of the things I've seen, people are starting to just, that lock-in effect where people have, 2.5% loans and stuff that they're just finally going like, you know what, I'm tired of this house. And they're just getting out. So we'll have to see. I wanted to make this a little bit more comprehensive for some of you guys, but it's just getting too long and there's just so much information out there. I need to break it up a little bit. 15 years, 6.42%. I'm not going to worry about too much about jumbo loans, but it is 7.31%. That's if you go over a non-conforming rate. FHA, 6.39%. VA, 6.41%. Those are the rates. Now, I know there's this thing, and I had somebody scold me in the comments when I was talking about, marry the house, date the rate kind of thing. And it was actually a lender. And it's the lenders who came up with that. Every time you talk to a lender, they'll go like, marry the house, date the rate, because the rate will come down. Well, we've been saying that for a long time now. Long time. And then people who, I advocated all the time, but about buying the 3-2-1 buy downs, 2-1 buy downs. Well, people who did when the mortgage rates were 8%, you did a 3-2-1 buy down. Guess what? Those rates are resetting to 8% right now. Hopefully you can go and refi at 7. These rates are just too high, too long. And some people are about to get really shocked. So we'll see what happens. At least, well, that was your market report. If you have any questions about the market, my name is Eric again, your local Las Vegas realtor. If you want to book a call, my information is down below, pin comments. You know what? Right now, another video should be popping up any second. It's one that YouTube says you want to see. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know what I'm about to say. Alpha, Mike, Foxtrot. And for those of you who weren't in the military, still love you. Keep them lights on for you.